Dr. H. Wainhouse is the Distinguished Research Professor of Theology, Law, Culture, and Archaeology at Faith International University and Seminary in Tacoma, Washington. He and his wife, Irina, have taught and directed many tours in the Mediterranean and Middle East, including Israel, Greece, Egypt, Jordan, Italy, and Turkey, particularly with the Biblical Archaeological Society. Dr. House has taught biblical and theological studies at several universities and seminaries during a teaching career of over 50 years and has written 150 articles and 50 books, including the Evangelical Dictionary of World Religions, The Jesus Who Never Lived, Exposing False Christs and Finding the Real Jesus, the Zondervan Handbook of Biblical Archaeology, Israel, the Land and the People, an Evangelical Affirmation of God's Promises. And editor of the Nelson NKJV Study Bible and Nelson New Illustrated Bible Commentary. Dr. House is the general editor of the Evangelical Exegetical Commentary Series, 44 volumes, with Logos, Faith Life. It is the knowledge amassed from these experiences, along with the assistance of biblical scholars at a variety of universities and seminaries throughout the world, that provides the information contained in his latest project, the House Visual Study Bible Online. Thank you for joining Archaeology and the Lands of the Bible with Dr. H. Wainhouse.
And welcome. Now, I wanted to say that I thought we might do something new and exciting tonight, and then I realized it's archaeology. Everything's like old news.
That's right. It is. And rocky stuff, too.
And rocky stuff, yes, indeed it is.
You sound to me.
Yeah, at least all of our content is grounded.
No, there you go. Like, that's a good one.
Yeah. So, and Dr. House has been working diligently on updating, upgrading, and adding stuff to what we're going to be doing tonight. And it's been an interesting process to watch him carry on with. And so with that, Dr. House, do you want to start? Just tell us what you're going to talk about, and then we'll bring up the means and mechanism to look at it.
Yeah, I wish I knew. We were working on so much today. I'm not sure it all ended up in there.
Well, how about this? This might remind you, if I can get over here and make this other little thing happen. How like that? There we go.
Oh, there it is. That's what I did. Something unfamiliar. Okay, I thought about how to do this here because there's so many things that one can go to and visit that are really very important and helpful for us to understand Scripture. And some of the things we've talked about the last several programs, running through ancient Asia Minor, modern day Turkey, that so many wonderful things occurred that we find in the Bible, particularly in the New Testament period. Mm-hmm. And so we've looked at Laodicea and what it's talking about, what John was discussing, and the other churches. We took a slight look at Colossae. I'm going to be seeing Colossae here in just a few weeks. We're going on that tour I have going to the 7 church locations and these other sites that we're going to be talking about tonight. Mm-hmm. And I'm eager to see some things that have been done since I was there. I think I told you one of the programs back that I talked to people there quite a few times about why isn't someone here doing archaeology at Colossae? And finally, it happened. So I'm eager to see how much they've accomplished and try to see if I can get some pictures. I'll have to find out if I can make friends with the leader of the excavation there. I was successful at Smyrna, and that worked out well.
Good.
So I've learned 2 or 3 Turkish words, and that's all you need.
I believe in you, Dr. House.
Translated, how much does it cost?
Good one.
And that's like an international language, isn't it?
Yeah. Money talks, they say.
Well, you can even do it by sign language.
Absolutely. Just show them the green.
But anyway, seriously talking,
sign language.
I'm hoping that when I get back from this trip, maybe down the way sometime, we'll be able to look at some Colossae things. I'm eager to do so.
Yeah.
Well, tonight, though, I just said, what shall I call this and what shall I work on? Because I don't want to just leave the country without accomplishing a few things. And there are some sites that we could go to, but they really just don't have much to talk about. I mean, I wish that Tarsus was a well-developed place because that's where Paul was from.
Right.
I can think of various places throughout the country of Turkey that would be interesting for us from a Christian standpoint, but just not much has been done. So what I decided to do is talk about unfamiliar places that people might have heard of but have not gone to, and so I introduce you to it. And the trip I'm doing this time to Turkey takes in the Patmos, the 7 churches, and then takes in Hierapolis. We'll look briefly at Colossae and Aphrodisias and Miletus. That's basically where. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. These sites that are very important for us and have some interesting archaeology that's already occurred. But it could be that down the way we can look at some other places as people work in archaeological digs in these places. Let me just ask a question. How many have actually of the group, in the in-house group, how many have actually been on an archaeological dig?
Ah,
so 3.
Very good.
That's good. That's good.
I wish.
And there's some really interesting places that still are open to work on, and there's some that will come. It just eventually happens that something else, sometimes by freak accident, somebody comes across something that says, "Oh, this is interesting," and it becomes a major thing to look at. One of the great places right now is at Shiloh. A lot of work's being done in the north, and I hope to maybe be involved in some of that. We did work at Tal Amam. Anybody work at Tal Amam? And Jordan? I was there about 6 seasons or so, and they pretty well finished the work there as far as I can tell. But there's a lot of great sites. All you need is money and interest and people with some time on their hands and some skill. That's all you need. And then you can go in there and do some wonderful stuff. It's really a lot of fun, I think. So anyway, we're going to eventually get into places and talk about, I thought about doing it tonight, but I think it's just too much to cover to go in and show some things more in the upper area where you find in Macedonia. There's some things to look at, some things. There's just a little bit to look at Thessaloniki. They call it today Thessalonica is what we're familiar with. And there's a few places here and there they're doing stuff up there, but that's not really the major areas that archaeology is going on right now. So I try to decide how much should I cover, maybe a short thing. But tonight I'm going to focus on Miletus, Aphrodisias, and Hierapolis, major. And next time we get together, I'm going to take you into a place called Hattusha, the Hittite kingdom. I went there in the middle of the winter. It was beautiful, snow everywhere around. And I walked all over that place and went to many sites. And that's a great thing to talk about. And we will go into the background of Hattusha, the Hittite kingdom. Mention, anybody know, we'll give a prize. Anybody know how many times Hittites is mentioned in the Bible?
No. Quite a bit, but I don't remember.
3, 2,
1, 0.
Over 50.
48 times.
Oh, you were close.
48
times.
Right. Archaeologists and others said at the time before they found it, well, if it were there, we would know it, and we can't find it, so it doesn't exist. Yeah. And the Bible just made it up.
Right.
And then all of a sudden found one of the greatest kingdoms on the face of the earth.
Interesting.
That's amazing, but that's other things to talk about later. They are the first sort of country, sort of like Great Britain, where you have a democratic kind of government, but you had a queen. It's sort of the same kind of thing there. But that's all we're going to say on that. These are just things in the future to come. Tonight, we want to tackle the questions, like I said, Hierapolis and Laodicea is one of the things. And then we're going to also talk about little Miletus and Aphrodisias mainly. So let's just go ahead and move ahead then. Colossians 1:13 mentions Laodicea and Hierapolis.
Yep.
Isn't that interesting? And why would they mention Laodicea, and Hierapolis? Anybody know? Why
They
would
were they were close to Colossae.
Yes, right. Laodicea was very close to Colossae, right?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you said it, and I said it again. You got it right, and I'll give you the credit. So I didn't know it until you said it. So
There you go.
the fact is, though, what was significant that you find in Colossae that was special? We talked about this.
The waters, I think.
The water. Now there may be some special things we'll come across
Mm-hmm.
when the archaeologists get moving on this.
Oh, cool.
It's the very cold water, and I tried it out. It's wonderful. I think I told you I drove my car to the source.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
And was really excited about seeing that. And Colossae has a great thing. Of course, we know about Laodicea. We talked about that last night. But Laodicea and Hierapolis is right across the Lycus Valley from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I showed you could see the snow-capped looking mountain. It's not snow, but snow-capped looking mountain across the valley. And so these are cities that were ones in which the Apostle Paul probably had some familiarity, even though we don't have a lot of mentions of them because they don't prove prominent in the work of the apostle apparently. So, but they do become important in church history, and so we will look at it for that purpose. Now, Hierapolis, so you'll know how to say it. By the way, did I tell you what that meant again?
The old name or the new name?
No, you don't know.
Holy.
Yes,
holy.
the sacred city.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, sacred cities. Good, very good. And
Greek word for temple, hieros, priest. So
there you go.
Yeah, we're going to see quite a few things there. Matter of fact, we're also going to go to hell there.
Oh, that's right.
Hi, Jeff.
That doesn't sound good, but okay.
Yeah.
He just came in on time. I want him to be sure I'm not being profane here.
Right.
No, the fact is that's one of the locations in the ancient world for what they viewed as the entrance into Hades. And there's some fascinating stuff we're going to see there in just a little bit. But they've done some more things there recently that I haven't even seen. So I'm eager to get there. We're going to be going again late October this year, and I'm going to take a lot of pictures of it. But they've found some more stuff that identifies with the idea of the gates of Hades. So we're going to look at that in a few minutes. But that's that's one of the features for Laodicea. Of course, its hot water springs are very important for it. It obviously was a recognized city because of its great whiteness everywhere. Looked like it was Christmas all year long. And so it's an important city. And we're going to talk about that one, and then we're going to run to some of the other stuff. So let's go ahead and turn to a slide where we've talked about that. One of the apostles' letters was addressed to the church at Colossae, and we know about that. And we know about some issues that John deals with, but we're going to move on to look at the next place. Hierapolis. Now, James, you mentioned just a moment ago, it's one of the easier Turkish names to say, so you can actually use this word, and you will appear to be more knowledgeable than normally would be known. So you said it's Pamukkale.
Pamukkale, yeah.
Yes, I have no clue what it means, but nonetheless, it's a very wonderful name to say.
Yes, it is.
Pamukkale. I think I told you about the story of the rooster and the turkey, so I'll move on from that one. But that's where I told the story in Hierapolis. So take a look at it a second. You got Densley, and it's a modern city today, but Colossae, Laodicea, Hierapolis. Those are most prominent. You've actually, if you were to go on toward the southeastern portion of Turkey, you would move in some more minor towns, even though they're known by us. But really, the movement is toward the west. Okay, and that's where they had so many of the cities that were populated and also have provided for us a lot of archaeological evidence. You continue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So away from the map then.
Now, this is the entrance. Now, let me point out a couple things to you here. This is the entrance as you would go out. This is really the exit we're looking at.
Oh.
Because we're not going into the city to look at the other way. We're looking this way to look out. If you were to walk through that, you would see that they begin to have lots and lots of graves. I think I mentioned that to you before, maybe the reason why they were there. But over a period of many, many, many years, it's the largest graveyard I've ever seen in my life. But that's what you have as entering into Hierapolis. Continuing on. This is a theater from a distance. We're going to go and look at it more narrowly, and several things are there. If you notice, all Greek cities by requirement, and by requirement I mean requirement of the public, had theaters.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't think about having a Greek city and not have a theater, and that's pretty well true also with Romans. They liked entertainment.
Sure did.
What is the fascinating thing about entertainment in the Greek world?
Oh, you're asking a question?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's one of the things I do in this thing.
It was live and not pre-recorded.
Yeah. I think that's the most important thing.
Anyone want to take a gander, to use a modern word? What do you think?
What? Wait, say the question again.
I would think maybe they showed a lot of their mythology played out there. They had a lot of gods and stuff.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, the nature of the plays themselves, obviously, oftentimes concern deities in operation with men and women. The gods were around here and there. It's not as though they were never surprised that a god would show up. It's just that gods didn't regularly show up. But were viewed as very involved in the life of the people.
Really?
And when you have Paul in Asia Minor here, remember what happened to him when he had Barnabas with him? And what do they think Paul was?
That he was a god. Yeah.
Apollo.
Well, yeah.
No points. No points.
What?
No points.
Paul was Hermes because
Hermes. Thank you.
Hermes. Here's the key. Why did they think Paul was Hermes?
Because he's the one that talked all the time.
He talked all the time. So if we were there in that period of time, there are several of us that would be viewed as Hermes.
You took the words out of my mouth.
We talk too much. That's correct. But Barnabas was thought to be the more subtle one, maybe the more stoic, and so forth, and he was viewed as Zeus. That would have been an interesting place to be at a time.
Yeah,
to actually see that going on. But we know how the story ended, so we'll go on. Continuing on, that's a view of the theater. But the question I asked now to get it back is the point: is what is unusual about the way the plays were? Who performed the actions in the plays?
Oh, the unusual. My guess is that they only had male actors.
They used male actors. That's a good point. A good point. They used male actors,
and they were probably a lot of times in their birthday suits, probably.
No, you missed that one. Cancel.
Oh, darn it.
No, actually, what happened is that the slaves were oftentimes the actors.
Oh, darn it.
The people who didn't have a lot of money were the people who performed. Does that sound like our culture today?
Oh, totally opposite.
Isn't that interesting?
Very.
That it was people who were acting who were very, very poor.
Yeah.
And yet we have just turned it on its head.
Yeah.
I think we should go back to the Grecian program.
Were they really very poor, or just acting like they were poor?
Part of the act, maybe. I don't know.
You know what, Don? This is becoming a lot more like your other program you did. Anybody else besides me been on Don's other program?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I love as a matter of fact, the most significant part of your whole other program. What do you call that other thing? I forget.
The
unknown
The
webcast.
announcer.
Oh,
no, the unknown webcast.
The unknown website?
webcast.
Webcast. Okay. The unknown webcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it still is unknown, but but having said
not to us. Yeah.
I think the best part about that whole program is the credits at the end.
Oh, I love it. I love
I
that.
laugh and laugh and laugh every time I see that.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on past that, because we're in a more serious program than the
Absolutely.
We are. We're trying to be anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So the slaves, actually, I view this. I like to have fun. Now I can actually do these things without laughing and stuff, but I just think that I think you tend to learn more when you have a little humor. Mm-hmm. I think it contributes to helping the brain, and so. And so I want you to learn things and not just show you pictures. I want you to gain some knowledge as we move through. Okay. And so here, if you look at a normal theater, if you notice how they're built, what's the difference between a Roman theater and a Greek theater?
Oh, I think I remember. I think the Greeks had it against, like, you always build on the mountainside or something like that.
Yes, built into the mountain.
And then the Romans would just build anywhere.
They built it on structures underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah, the clear distinction between them.
Right.
They all had stone making because they didn't have a lot of alternatives.
Right.
To what you see, and I've always wondered, particularly when I've gone and you remember doing this, if you go to Pergamum, that staircase is almost like at a terrible angle.
Oh my gosh!
I would trip. I would just be bouncing down, and that would be the end of me. So all these have stone. It's natural how they do. They never use things, or at least if they did, maybe someone can correct me on this. I don't mind learning myself. I would think they would have put some kind of things to hold on to as you go down.
Rail? I don't know.
Railings, yeah.
But I haven't seen any evidence of that. I think it would have probably not existed anymore. But anyway, if you look at this theater, it's very characteristically Greek. And one thing you'll find about that theater, and you can almost see it by the people standing there, about as you move about the center of the stage toward away from the audience. If you stand there, usually they had a place in which if you talked, your words would just vibrate. It would sound like you're in a big theater or something with the sound just going way up. Nobody would have had any trouble understanding it without microphones. It's a fascinating experience if you could go through it. If you ever get on one of these tours and you can get inside a theater and have a chance to see how that is, it would be a good experience for you. And also another thing I thought was interesting, pretty well in some of I don't know if it's true of all the theaters, but some I've tried, you can actually, if they have it built right, you can actually talk into the stone around the edges on the, not where the platform is and not where the people are standing, but around that, you can hear through the stone. And it's really fascinating how that works. Anyway, this is just bits of information that would sort of familiarize you with the ancient theaters at this time. Let's move on.
Sure. Very cool.
I think I mentioned this to you before, but just in case you didn't see it or whatever, this is the grave. It hasn't been that many years since they found it. It's been 10 or 12 years. It hasn't been that long. This is the tomb of the Apostle Philip. We always think about the evangelist Philip,
right?
Apparently, the Apostle Philip, and I don't mean this in a degrading way, but he didn't do anything outstanding enough to gain attention. It doesn't appear. Because so many we look at apostles as well as those who like write a book that is in the New Testament or something, or something like that. Even James, the Lord's brother, you're familiar with him, but he wrote a book. And of course, he suffered a martyrdom also.
Yep.
But Philip was also an apostle besides the one who was an evangelist. And his daughter and him were executed here back in the first century. And they actually, if you go to Pamukkale, Hierapolis here, and you look up behind there and you walk, you'll see there's a big church there, and there's some other kinds of small edifices of sorts. And they anticipated there's a reason why the churches were built at this location. You understand what I'm saying? This is oftentimes how you define where things are. You have to see what would have been a normal kind of thing. They built lots of places, either they built churches around them or they built churches close to them.
Right.
Part of the worship and relationship to the early church.
Right.
What is on that emblem up above there? Is that a certain symbol or something?
I've never really investigated that, but I will check it out and see if I can come up with it for you. I don't remember. If you look inside this, what you do is see on either side of it, it's somewhat close to how Jewish graves were in some respects. They tend to be more like a 3/4 of a square, like this, like this. This actually just has a bench on either side that's stone. It's a little different than what you see in Israel. But
interesting.
Yeah, but you know what that is, and there's a church close to it. The reason why this is that's why they probably kept looking, anticipating there was some other reason the church was there.
So they basically found a church first, is what you're saying.
They had a church. Well, it's harder to hide a church. It's easier to hide a grave than a church building.
That's true.
And so the church building was there, and of course not for the first century, but the people who carried on the understanding of the area as Christianity grew and grew, then they built a church. There was lots of churches built, and so they knew something else must be around here somewhere to have gained that.
Got it.
That all makes sense to you?
Yep.
By the way, if I will apply for credit for you guys to get for this course.
Nice.
And, okay, we'll see what we can.
Is there a fee? Is there a fee applicable?
No money. Okay, now looking across from Hierapolis to Laodicea again, or no, I guess that's not true, is it?
It's the other way around.
I said it the other way around. Thank you.
You're Laodicea from Hierapolis.
I'm in Laodicea. Matter of fact, I didn't even. The reason I said it that way is because I wasn't looking at the top of it. View of Hierapolis from Laodicea. So the point of it is you're looking at Hierapolis from Laodicea, and you can see the snow-capped mountain in the background there. Okay, let's keep moving.
Well, the one thing we know is we're looking at something, so we know that part.
Yeah.
That's a key.
Very much. Oh, there it is again.
There's another key. There's another, and it's for a farther out area from this Laodicea. It's a different angle.
Yes.
Now, this is fascinating to me. I loved coming to Hierapolis. Every time I go to Turkey, I always go to Hierapolis because it has this wonderful, it's like a big jacuzzi everybody can use. And it's a hot spring that's not burning hot. It's not hurting you, but it's a very warm one that you can get in and put your feet. You can sit down, and the deposit has caused these all these white results. The salt that's deposited from that. By the way, I don't see it right now, but I'm thinking that spring keeps coming down. But I don't know why it doesn't turn that lake into something similar. Because if you're there, animals are all in that place.
Interesting.
And I wouldn't think anybody know that. This is something because would animals actually visit and land in and so forth in a lake that's salt?
Oh, I don't know.
Lakes, you wouldn't do that, would you?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Some might, but most lakes are freshwater, but if this is a salty one, obviously.
Yeah, I really wonder about that. I've thought about why are they in here since you have all that? Because it's got to keep coming down, and I don't think it gets cold when it gets to the bottom or loses its salt component. Anyway, that's something that can be explored.
Yeah, we have animals in the ocean.
Someone may want to do a paper on that. Okay.
There might be saltwater fish there.
It depends on how salty it is. If it's as salty as the Great Salt Lake or the Dead Sea, you wouldn't have it. But I mean, you have animals in the ocean, which is salt water. So
that's true.
Have you seen that before, Donald?
It depends on the concentration.
Have you seen that before, Donald?
The ocean?
No, a place like this that you would actually have salt in the lake, and the animals would still be there then.
No, but it's got to be theoretically possible because they're found in the ocean.
Well, sure. I just sort of wondering about it. I've wondered about it.
Yeah.
As long as there's an outlet for the water to get out that's not going to become too super salty. The reason Salt Lakes and the Dead Sea are so salty is there's no outlet for it. The salt just continues to build up there. This obviously has an outlet somewhere.
Well, there you go.
That makes sense.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you much.
Mystery solved.
Continue on. These are just some pictures from different angles. I don't need to belabor these.
Wow, but that's really white.
It really looks like you're
Sure does.
there, but it's not.
Like Colorado.
Colorado doesn't have this.
No.
You can actually walk out there on that and get into those little pools all over the place, and it's very nice. I've always take my swimsuit. There's a place to change there.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I was hoping, yeah.
Well, I try to be of help. There's another pool, just a different angle, just give you some feel for it.
Nice.
There it comes up.
Whoa.
And this actually flows. If you're there, you'll see what I'm talking about. This flows all the way down the mountain and overturns at places, and that's why it forms the other.
Yeah.
But, a lot of people come there. Continue.
Wow.
There's
actually running water there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is running. This is coming out of the earth.
There you go.
Out of the earth.
Wow.
Now, if you'll go to the next slide.
Go to the next slide.
Yeah, next slide. And you'll see that right there is coming from the top, and it's actually going down. It's burning a hole through this area.
Wow.
So that's what we're talking about.
Cool.
Continue. And I suppose this has been doing this for maybe thousands of years. I don't know.
Sure, probably.
Because I think this would be, that's why this is my supposition, that it would be a lure for older people you would probably find great value in using this.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting to the place that we're going to talk about Hades, one of the topics. We're going to look at two options here. Now, there are others, but these are the only two. I'm told there are others, but these are the only two that I really know. So I'd have to do.
Is this like a back door and a front door?
Oh, it could be. The other ones are side entrances.
Well, these are
okay.
Caesarea Philippi and Hierapolis are quite a distance from each other.
Well, there you go.
So I don't want to disappoint you on that. But anyway, we're going to look at two options. I find Hierapolis to be more interesting because of what they have found there. And we'll get into that in a few minutes. I'll get into show you examples.
Okay.
But Caesarea Philippi has much more appeal to us because it connects to teaching that Jesus did in Matthew 16.
Right.
And we'll come to some understanding of some things there. I want to point out to you, I mentioned Hierapolis, Pamukkale is Turkish. Caesarea Philippi was named after who?
Philip.
Well, Caesarea would be named after Caesar.
Philippi
be named after Philip, right?
Right.
And what Philip would that be? Was there an Emperor Philip?
Philip of Macedon.
There you go.
Okay. Could have been that. Isn't there also a king?
King Philip? No, but
maybe not. Maybe not.
No, that was later, I think, right?
Okay, that's fine. But you'll notice I put Pontius and Bonius, and some of you probably know why that's so.
Pontius and Bonius. Are they brothers?
Well, in the days of Jesus, it actually developed the name of Caesarea Philippi, but it was also known as Pontius. And the Arabs, which are recent to this area, remember, Arabs didn't live there all the time, the Jews.
Right.
They came in the 7th century. in a horde to take over.
Mm-hmm.
But so in the time that this was done, they wouldn't have said it, but they pronounced that Banias because Arabs can't get the P out. They can say ba, but not pa. It's just the language.
Oh.
So that's the reason for that. Go back just a second.
To what?
Go back a second.
Back to the picture. Oops.
No,
The other
you
picture.
wrong
That
way.
one.
Yeah, I wanted to mention the fact that the Caesarea Philippi is a city that we're going to come to, or it's not a city. They have actually there is a city there. You just don't really see it. It's not excavated much.
Mm.
But this is an area that they had this famous location because it was where the god Pan had his operation and where he was worshipped. And you know who Pan was, right?
Mhm.
He was a famous dancer in the time of Greece.
And he played a flute.
Was it Peter Pan?
He was a musician and a dancer. Besides that, he was a god.
Oh.
He's that little guy that had the goat's legs, you know.
Oh yeah, what do you call that?
A lot.
Satyr.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
So that's what we're talking about, a satyr. Yeah, you were saying that. So is that kind of creature.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a whole place that's dedicated to him. If you go to Caesarea, how many have been to Caesarea Philippi? Anybody?
No, just
I
in the
have-
books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I have tours that are going. I hope some of you can go sometime to some of our tours. But the fact is, there's a place where they have sort of like a dance hall for the Pan, and it's so Pan and those people that worshipped him, because he was much into this kind of activity. And then you have,
Oops. Mm-hmm.
then you have also another portion that's dedicated to some idols, that some gods, smaller gods, and then to Augustus Caesar, and then to the gate into Hades.
Oh.
I'll be saying that in a few minutes. So we're going to talk about the location of Hierapolis, the gate, because you could die if you breathe the sulfur from the
that's why.
from underneath the earth is right.
Sure.
And the priests learned how to deal with that a couple of ways. One is they didn't inhale greatly. The fumes. It was not really good for your health.
No.
Plus, the kind of what it is. I read on it today to see if I could understand it better. The fact is, the fumes of it tend not to rise; they tend to go.
They stay lower. Yeah.
Yeah, they go lower, and that's why if you're too low and you breathe it, you're in trouble. And if you're like a lot of animals that they sacrifice, guess what? Animals were not that tall, and so they would actually be led into this thing and inhale the fumes and die
and keel over.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it had a function, but also was viewed as the entrance to where the god Hades lived.
Yeah.
And there was also anybody know about the young woman that was a daughter of Hera?
Oh gosh.
No, I take it back. Demeter, not Hera. The god who dealt with the seasons and all that kind of stuff.
Who?
Yeah.
Persephone.
Yes.
Persephone. And so Hades grabbed her and took her away.
Yes.
Into Hades with him.
Right.
And then there was this whole big fight between the gods on it.
Right.
Finally, they made a deal that 6 months the girl could be with Hades and 6 months with Demeter. So guess the way the weather was when Demeter didn't have her daughter.
Cold.
Yeah, bad times in the area of that country. That's why that explains the reason. See, that's the myth. That's the myth behind
the seasons.
Explaining the reason why the seasons change.
Yeah.
Because of the daughter who was taken by Hades and her mother.
Anyway, so she's the reason for the season. I see.
She's the reason for the season.
According to the Greek.
This class, for some reason, unlike any class I've ever taught,
hey,
without exception,
we're unique.
That's because I have no class. That's
yeah.
Well,
See, another one just
It just pops right out.
It's just natural to happen.
Yes, it is.
We have a classroom of entertainers.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
amazed by it. Let's continue. So the poison emitting from the site would kill someone
Wow.
going into it, and the priest would demonstrate this by putting in animal sacrifices
Interesting.
and saying that this is the entrance into where the god Hades lives.
Mhm.
And I don't know if they told them that if you die, you'll be down there too. So
Probably, I would
Yeah.
assume so.
okay,
Very,
let's
very dramatic stuff. Let's put it that way.
moving on.
Moving on. There's the
Now
entrance.
this is one angle, and I took this by the way when that's all you could see.
Mm.
I haven't been back to Hierapolis because of several reasons. One of which is the constructed, what shall I call it?
Mm.
Anyway, when the COVID started,
Oh yeah.
see when Gates and other people made a lot of money,
Hmm.
and a lot of people were hurt by it,
Mm-hmm.
and so I haven't been there for several years to this site, and I'm eager to go this spring. But you'll notice then this is a place that is part of a full place that you're going to see in the next slide. Keep an eye on this and turn to the next slide.
Oh.
You see where it was?
Mm-hmm.
See, since I've been there, I saw the other and I took a picture. But this is what has happened since I was
Oh.
there.
Huh.
And it's just been a few years, but nonetheless, you had an entrance into that, you had the water, and this, they uncovered all this since I was there.
Wow.
So it's been a lot of digging over there at Hierapolis.
Mm.
So I don't really have much understanding of this because I'm not there on site, and I'm looking forward to getting there and taking a lot of different pictures from different angles,
Yeah.
sort of figuring how this all works.
Mm.
It looks to me, does it to you? It looks to me that water must be very, very shallow.
Yeah.
Because I
looks
think
like it.
that's a green portion of grass over there.
It could be that or algae. Could be.
You think there's water under that?
Well,
But notice it looks like it has like a something that keeps the water from getting through. See, it looks like a stone. Put your Can you go up a little higher?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, right there. That looks like stone to me.
Oh, like a little walkway.
Yeah, and so it looks to me that is actually grass
Possible,
that's not
yeah.
in the water.
Yeah, probably
And
right.
so, but that is in fact the same entrance. That it
Mhm.
has been uncovered the way it was in the first century.
Interesting.
That everybody catch what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, let's move on.
Whoa.
In case you want to see what the god Hades looks like, he's a charming young man,
Yes, he is.
and you can see that is him.
Okay.
I don't know where they came up with their sculptures. I don't.
Yeah. Who was the model for that? Right.
I don't know. I really.
He seems to be short-handed.
It's just a little.
That's why he had so many priests that worked for him.
Yeah. There you go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know the sculpturing of the Greeks really was quite good. I'm joking around.
No,
I don't claim any skill whatsoever in doing things like this, but they did so much of it.
especially with stone. Yeah.
Yeah, so much of it, and it really did fine jobs. The problem is, over time, things change. You know, things get broken,
Sure.
and they lose some of their maybe how they look and so forth. So let's go to the next thing.
He was arms deep in hell.
Continue on.
Entrance to Hades.
I thought you wanted to read it, so okay.
If you'll notice here,
Oh.
this is taken from a drone.
Uh-huh.
And so I thought I'd get a look at the whole area from one area.
Yes.
Now that big hole you see, at one time, hear me out.
Mhm.
The first portion of it was occupied by a temple to Caesar Augustus.
Really?
Okay, that's the first portion of it.
Hmm.
But then there is a deep. Can you see the darkness that goes behind it? So the temple occupied almost all outside and just a tiny bit inside, but there was something else inside it. Before we move on, though, I want you to look at it. because a lot of you haven't seen it, the top, and I've actually got drone shots all over this thing looking at different angles.
Cool.
But we're doing here on the PowerPoint.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see that how the mountains laid out, and what you see below, you see people right near the opening, that big dark area. And then you keep on moving. If you go to the far right before the trees, that's where the place right there. Yes, that's the place that there was for Pan, a place of revelry and dancing, and what we view as worship of the god Pan. So that's where that is in Caesarea Philippi. And of course, you have the rest that we're going to look at in a second. Go ahead and continue.
So is that right where Jesus was with his disciples right there?
I can't say exactly where he stood here. And there are people who would argue that probably it occurred outside of this area. And there's a reason why. I love being able to answer questions, but I want to ask them too. The fact is, why might it be that some scholars believe that Jesus actually wasn't standing in this place where you can see where the trees are, and you see the people there? Those things that look at, those are people. And you move up here and you see where all that is. Take the arrow down to where the trees are. Go down the little road there. Go down to the right, to the right, to the
this
right.
road here?
Yeah, you see, got over there, all the way up there. And I don't know where Jesus will be there. Scholars, some believe that probably he wasn't. And there's a reason why they think as a Jew, he probably wasn't up there.
Yeah.
But that is the cave where the scripture's talking about, right?
Well, there's a cave, and we're going to talk about the cave in a minute, but I want to know why it would be that Jesus might not actually be at this site.
Well, is there a cemetery there?
No.
Oh.
In proximity to the site, coming into Caesarea Philippi. If you go here and look, and you go all the way across the street, and I've done this, and you can actually go underneath the surface of the city, and you'll see there's a whole city built on the other side of the area from here down the way. There's an ancient Roman city there.
Okay.
And then you have one on the east side of the road too. So this was a shrine, but there was a city there also that people lived in. Okay. Now, having said that, why would Jesus maybe not be up here close to this shrine?
Well, no cemetery, so it wouldn't be that.
It's obvious.
Really?
Well, the demons used to shudder and go crazy when he was around.
Well, yes, the demons did for sure when he did his works. But why would he not come next to a pagan shrine?
It would be defiled, wouldn't he? Sort of.
Okay, let me drink my root beer.
Oh, you got root beer. I got nothing.
Jews did not go around and visit pagan shrines. That would be in violation of everything they do.
Sure.
So you won't find Jews roaming around pagan shrines. It just doesn't happen.
Just those Gentiles.
It would be contrary to worship of God. Because these are false deities are worshiping.
Right.
Yeah, when you go there, you can still see the niches against that rock face where the idols were set.
Yeah, for sure. So see, this was a pagan. It's not a hill; it's a pagan shrine.
Okay.
So no faithful Jew, including Jesus,
Right.
would come into an area of a pagan shrine. There's worship of demons going on.
Yeesh.
As it were.
Well, could he have been traveling from one place to another and passed by it?
He could have passed by the area, but you'd have to get away from there to understand. You had a road way down, if I could show it to you. There was a road that went through the area, and on one side was a city, on the other side is a city, and then this shrine is next. So if at all, they probably passed through the road and away from the pagan.
Around it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's reasonable to argue.
Sure.
We know Jesus actually did follow basic laws of Israel,
Yes.
not the ones of the Pharisees who kept making them up as they went.
Right.
Well, I'm serious, they did.
Oh, you did. Yeah.
And by the way, they made the Pharisees made what they called a fence around the law. They
Right.
felt like if they made laws that were different from the other law, that were more severe, that if you couldn't do those, you couldn't break the law at all.
Sure.
And that was part of the arguments that they would use. But Jesus didn't buy into all of that.
Didn't work out that way.
Nevertheless, you can understand why it happened. I think they maybe came through Caesarea Philippi, the city, but I don't think he went up close to the pagan shrine. I think it's unlikely. But he does know what's there. You can see it from the road. You can see it from the road. You can. This is looking down. Give me the next one. Ooh. This is giving you a view of someone who's drawn this. I picked it up. I don't know who did.
Nice.
Whoever did it, I give them credit. But you can see what I'm saying. The temple to Augustus is really sort of the very edge of that dark place. Can you see that? It's sticking out there totally.
Yeah.
And you have the various other shrines there, Japan and others, and that.
Lots. Yeah,
there's something behind that temple. It's a dark space.
And so these here are like alcoves for statues.
Yeah,
or something?
Donald said that just a moment ago. These are where you had idols put. Yeah. Various idols up there.
Yeah.
Give me the next slide, please.
High places.
I'm watching our time, and I want to be sure to get through.
You're doing good. Yep.
Now, if you'll see this is a different angle. And by the way, if you go to Caesarea Philippi, it's a beautiful area. It really is. And if you turn around from where that is there and look out, you have this like a river going out from
right there.
Because what you have historically, Caesarea Philippi is very high on the map. Above it you have Tel Dan, but below it you have the what?
Oh, the Tel Dan, Tel Joe. I don't know.
Yeah, you have an underground, just like you have an underground source of water moving from the mountains all the way through Tel Dan that's rushing all the way through the area of Caesarea Philippi, all the way down as it moves on toward the Jordan River and the Sea of Galilee. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Well, a lot of running rivers.
Yeah.
What are we telling Dan?
We're telling him a lot of stuff.
And is somebody telling something on me?
No.
Okay, let's go.
Don't get them started.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it, man. Keep watching out for my good.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Now, here is a drawing, obviously, but this demonstrates to you what we're saying. In that big hole was also a place of worship, which was also an entrance. Remember the entrance we saw at Hierapolis?
Yep.
In Hades? Apparently, they didn't think the people could get through solid rock, so they always you sort of didn't phase into the rock and go to Hades. You had to sort of open the door and get in there. So they had also connection to the gods, even down into that location, one of the sites of Hades.
Interesting.
That makes sense to you?
Interesting.
What we're talking about? You probably never knew it was there, but if you go there, you can check it out.
Okay.
I haven't seen I can't really say I've gone to check out the gate. Now, Aphrodisias. Now, we're going to go, and we're away from those places. We're going to hit a couple of really cool Greek cities. I really like these, and there's some fun stuff there. Now, information on the site. Now, if you, for example, were to go my Visual Study Bible, anybody using that yet? Anybody?
I do.
You do. Fine. Thank you very much for that testimony. The fact is, my Visual Study Bible, I'm trying to put all sorts of stuff about archaeology and culture and understanding all the way through the Bible.
Steve Woodall says me.
Oh, good. Steve, keep it up, man. Appreciate you being there tonight.
There you go.
But information on the site, no biblical reference to this city, but archaeology important to first century Christianity is found here. A column there has the word Theosebus. I guess Theosebus. I really look at the Greek. Theosebus, the same thing. God-fearer from 3rd or 4th century AD, and the name Theophilus. Anybody familiar with that name, Theophilus?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
What's his name? Paul mentioned him.
Yes, you know what it means though. Anybody here read Greek besides Donald and me and James? Maybe I don't know.
I don't.
Anybody know what theos?
Theos means God or
Theophilus, right? God. You
philosophy.
ever heard of philia, love?
Philo sounds like like brotherly love or something.
It means one who is a lover of God.
There you go.
So the person that Luke, who was a Roman official, probably
Right.
the person to whom he wrote the Luke and the Acts, was a lover of God. He might have even been what we're going to see in a little bit in Miletus, and that he was probably a God-fearer too.
Right.
So many Gentiles were attracted to Christianity, having come through being a God-fearer. Now, we're going to look at that here. Now, this is a column. When I went to Aphrodisias, I went to the museum, and I was just looking at the Greek words, seeing if I could, find it. Remember, these Greek words are all connected. It's not like you don't have spaces between words, so you sort of have to think on it hard to be able to realize, okay, that is this word. You sort of close off the next one. And that's how I am. I'm not fluent in being able to just sort of zip through it with like it's one word almost. So at the place I put that little bitty arrow, I found the word Theophilus.
Yeah, there it is.
No, actually, I didn't.
No?
Well, we wouldn't know if you did or not, so you could tell us anything.
That's true.
I just got to check you. No, where I had the square at the bottom of the right one, that's where you had the word Theophilus. I thought that was interesting.
I see it there, yeah.
But at the top, if you could read it now, I'm sorry that it doesn't come through very well. This is a word we're going to see once again at Miletus in a moment, and I'll point it out to you.
Okay.
But it's a word that's used several times in the ancient world. So we know one thing, that I don't think this Theophilus is the one that Luke wrote the letters to. It just shows you it was a word, a name common in the ancient world in that area. That's all I'm trying to prove here. Let's go to the next.
Gotcha.
What I want to show you here is interesting. I didn't notice this until several trips to Aphrodisias, and I was looking at this. I thought, I wonder what that is. And I started reading the Greek, and I thought, my goodness, that's a quotation almost from Titus. Sarcophagus from Aphrodisias. The ancient city of Aphrodisias is located in the Caria region of southwestern Asia Minor in Turkey today, named after its patron goddess,
Aphrodite.
Yeah, I got it. The goddess of love and beauty, and had an impressive sanctuary built in her honor. I don't know if she put in a request or not, but anyway, they did it for her.
Yeah.
The city was situated next to a marble quarry and was famous throughout the Greek and Roman world for the marble statues that were sculptured there. Not all statues are done that way. Marble statues are very solid.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what is that? The man and the woman, and this is obviously a casket. So what is it talking about? Turn the page.
Turn the page. Next.
It's translated this way. The city council and the people honored Tatia, the daughter of Diogenes, son of Diogenes. I'm not really good at this. Grandson of Demetrius, Philemon, a woman who was modest, who loved her husband and children. And throughout her life was endowed with dignity and virtue. And he was a wife of Peritas Callimachus, whatever it is, son of Diogenes, grandson of, I wish they'd change their name, a man who acted piously and
munificently.
Public offices, embassies, and public duties, and blah, 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 blah. The same Greek words for loved her, I checked the Greek in New Testament with this. The same Greek words for loved her husband and children are used in this epitaph that is mentioned in Titus 2:4. There are hundreds of tombstones and sarcophagi in the Greek and Roman world that have these two phrases on them. So it was seemingly a common statement made in the ancient Greek world in the time of the first century. So go to the next slide.
It's like today when they say loving parent, father of so-and-so or husband of so-and-so.
Right. So the fact is, when you read Titus, and he talks about this, you can read on down through here. Titus, it has Paul writing to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Says, of the older woman in the churches, the Apostle Paul says they should be reverent in behavior, not slanderers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they admonish the younger women to love their husbands and to love their children.
Mm-hmm.
To be discreet, chaste, homemakers, good, obedient to their own husbands. Let's say that again. Obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God may not be blasphemed.
Ooh.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
The same phrase that you see in the New Testament, it apparently was a very common statement made in the ancient world that Paul used.
Very interesting. Miletus.
Now, Miletus is the last one we're going to deal with in this time because we have a short time, but I want to go into it.
Huh?
First of all, that's me.
Oh, thought it was a monument or stone.
I'm standing in something that's in every Greek city. Every Greek city has a theater.
Yep.
Every Greek city has a restroom. And every Greek
I would hope so.
They do. And every Greek city has a public bath.
Cool. Yes, a bath.
Now, I don't know. I've never checked it to see exactly how they bathe. But this reminds me, you ever been to Korea? Anybody been to Korea by
No, can't say I have.
I've been there a number of times. And they have public baths for men. It's not men and women together. It might have been in the Roman world based on their restrooms. But at least it's like Korea in the fact that with public baths, hot water, they would come there and bathe. So they didn't have one at home, apparently.
Apparently not.
So this is an example. Now look at this. This is a theater. This is in fact a Greek theater.
Yep.
Keep moving.
Next. Ooh.
That's another angle from it. Continue.
That's huge.
It is big. Keep going. We're there.
Wow.
And here it is. I was looking around this theater. I tend to poke around and look at everything when I'm on tours, and I've just gone to a place. So several years back, I was looking through this theater, and I saw this statement. I said, what is that? It says, the place of the Jews and the God-fearers. Now, that's very simple. Anyone reading Greek can catch that. Topos is the place, location. The word next is actually a form that was used for the Jews. Iudeo. And then you say, we can't quite figure out what to do with the tone at the end, but it could have been this. It's a form that related to the plural, and it's an theosabios, which means someone who fears God. This is Cornelius. This is probably the Roman soldier at Capernaum. People that were very attracted to the Jewish religion because of its antiquity. The Romans love antiquity. It was there because of they would like the Jewish ethics. There were a lot of things about it, the stability, a lot of things. So what you find, Rodney Stark, if you want to pick up his book, this years ago he did it, but he was a professor of history at Baylor, and he did a study that all the major cities of the ancient Roman world that were occupied by Roman soldiers, masses like these, tended to have the greater Christian population. Go back again.
Cool.
Back the other way.
Reverse.
No, you're going forward every time. Back. Okay, I just want
again.
To see it from a different angle and see if you can read that better. But I was saying about the word here, tone, kai, and theosabios is there. And that almost for certain is an example of what we find in the New Testament.
Yep.
Let's keep going.
Cool.
We're almost done. This word, everybody heard of Sir William Ramsay?
Yes.
It sounds familiar.
A Greco-Roman archaeologist.
Yes.
Who ended up writing the Cities of St. Paul and other books, St. Paul the Traveler, and what else? I've read them all. But he was a Greco-Roman scholar in archaeology. He had a person who worked with him who's a very good Christian. And as they traveled, as they found things, looking in the Greco-Roman world, a person who was a Christian noticed terms that were used in the New Testament. And because scholars were saying that Luke was not a credible historian.
Right.
And yet he all these examples that are found in the New Testament, and Sir William Ramsay changed his viewpoint, became a Christian, and actually he wrote some fine things. And this indicates the Asiarch. And you have Polytarch and Asiarchs. And you find those used in the various situations we find in the book of Acts, basically. Continue. This is the last thing I'm going to show you, and I'm not going to take any time with it such. But I came across this at Miletus last time I was there, and I couldn't believe what I saw on the side of it. It was on the far side of the theater. And it had all these things about angels.
Wow.
And I thought, angels that were protecting Miletus. Isn't that interesting?
Guardian angels, huh?
It's an ancient carving on the wall talking about the various angels who come to protect Miletus.
Interesting.
And Mark Wilson, if you don't mark, he left the United States and he lives in Turkey, and he's very knowledgeable in Turkish materials now, archaeology, and that's the place I initially looked at on this. Okay, I think that's probably it. Next time we're going to take and talk about Hattusha, and probably also a place called Cappadocia.
God bless you.
Bring your balloons.
Bring your balloons. I'll look for some.
Yeah, you'll know why I ask you to bring your balloons when you come back next week.
Uh-oh.
We're going to see if a house can fly.
I'm not telling you. I'm going to wait.
Man, it's going to be a lot of hot air. I don't know.
Now, I should tell you, October 13th through October 17th through the 30th, my wife and I will be gone to a place called Turkey. And I hope to get some other shots and pictures and some stuff.
That'll be cool.
I have thousands already, but there's always new stuff showing up.
Can always add more.
So we'll do some stuff there. Anyway, so I'll be gone during that period of time, and I think Don, has something set up for that.
Well, I need to work on something else. He's not available probably, so we'll do it January. We'll do him.
Well, I could try to do it at 4:00 in the morning.
That's intense.
You're gonna need your rest. You're gonna be like worn out.
Yeah, I'll videotape these and leave them for you to play. But there won't be near as much fun because I'm not that much fun when I'm by myself.
Oh.
Okay.
We'll be inventive. We'll figure out some way to play while you're not here.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Hey guys, I enjoy being with you. It's just fun.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The most fun I have any day of the week.
There you go.
Awesome.
All right. And with that, if everyone wants to wave by, we're going to sign off for those who are out there.
Adios, amigos.